Hello everyone and welcome to Flickering Myth, an extension of the website flickeringmyth.com. My name's EJ Moreno and today we have a brand new review. Yes, we are talking about Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu is a long time coming. This is the first live-action Pokemon film since the brand debuted in the mid to late 90s. There has been a couple animated movies, there has been a lot of games, a lot of cards, a lot in this franchise other than a live-action movie. Now, is all of that hype, is all of that wait worth it? Yes and no. Detective Pikachu is an enjoyable film. I found it to be just good. While other people around me did seem to enjoy it, I just found myself going, well, this is okay. There's nothing enough to grab me in. There wasn't enough to be like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been waiting more than 20 years for. But what's there is a fun noir, like a kid-friendly noir film. Like if they made Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Blade Runner for children, that's what Detective Pikachu would be. It is a strong outing from the brand. It's a strong outing from everyone involved. But is it the masterpiece that you're probably wanting if you're a Pokemon fan? No. Is this probably going to be the best video game movie of all time? As of now, yes. It's that good, but it's not that amazing. Let's start off by talking about everything to praise. We have the amazing score. That's something that stuck out to me quickly, from the noir sounding kind of detective stuff, from the homage to the Pokemon theme song, from the battle music. There is a lot in this score that made this world so enjoyable to be in. And when I say this world is enjoyable, that's my next biggest talking point. My biggest thing to praise is this feels like a fleshed out, fully realized world. I love the city of Rhyme City. I love this world of Pokemon. There was a lot in here that I'm like, this is so genius. The way they're introducing these people into this, the way Growlithe works for the police force, the way that Machamp can use his multiple arms to do traffic cop stuff. I really enjoy that. And I thought that was a really good touch. I thought that really showed that there was a lot of love. There was a lot of time put into creating the world. One of the next things we have to praise is the acting. Justice Smith, from how mediocre he was in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom to how enjoyable he is here. Oh my gosh, Ryan Reynolds, when he was first cast as Pikachu, I was like, oh good, the voice of Deadpool, but he really does feel like a fleshed out character as well. His Pikachu is so entertaining. It feels a lot like a Ryan Reynolds character, but it doesn't get to be that annoying, that kind of oh, it's just Ryan Reynolds jokes. He makes a lot of Pikachu kind of jokes. He makes a lot of oh, it feels like you're playing a character. Even the supporting cast was great. Bill Nighy, you have, oh my god, Ken Watanabe. As someone who I needed a little bit more of Ken Watanabe, like I said, this acting is good. They worked with this world so well. Watching Justice Smith get licked by the licking tongue and be like, is this anyone's licking tongue? Watching him interact with the Psyduck, with Pikachu, I really loved all of the, just the actors, all of them, how they worked with everyone. Even some of the other voice acting that we got when Mewtwo started speaking, when Pikachu a lot had all of his dialogue with other Pokemon. It was so entertaining. The dialogue, the character work, the acting is great. Like I said, even if it is a Pokemon, the acting is still strong. Now let's talk about some of the negatives I had. I do feel this script is a little weak. It's sometimes uneven. Sometimes I would be like, that is a really adult joke, smart. And then there would be very kid moments that I again, this is a kid movie that is trying to appeal to its older demographic, and you can feel that split. You can feel that tornness where it's we want to appease these new little kids that are going to be falling in love with this all over again, and I'm so happy about that. But for me, as the older fan, there was some kid movie moments that I was like, okay, I don't really love this. I do feel like the final act feels the most kid movie, where I was like, oh well, this just got over the top. I liked how campy it was. It knew what movie it was. It knew it was going to be this kind of over the top, wild moments. But once we got to the end, I thought it was a little disheveled. It was a little messy. It wasn't kind of the ending I expected from this movie. But that was another script problem I had. We got about 75% of the way through the movie, and I'm like, how is this gonna end? Where's the driving point been? What are we doing? And then we got to the end, I was like, oh, you guys were probably just as lost as me, because this end was like, let's finish this up, wrap this up in a somewhat neat bow. There was just a lot to this that I don't want to spoil, but that was just like, oh, that's all we could come up with? That's kind of the plot twist, or that's the route we're taking with these characters? I didn't really love that, and I do think that falls onto the script. Like I said, the directing's well, the way they handle the script, I think the actors do well. It is just some of those minor script problems that we could have went in with a red pen, fixed some stuff, maybe added in a couple more fleshed out moments, and it would have been an even better film. Something I didn't touch on, but I want to give its whole own moment here, is what a beautiful film. While I don't think the cinematography is the most inventive, is the most bold, the night scenes are awesome, gives that Blade Runner feel, but some of the daytime scenes feel a little flat, doesn't have as much life as I want. But the design of the Pokemon, Pikachu, they spent so much time on him. He looks like I could pick him up from the screen and hug him, and that's so awesome. But it's not just Pikachu. I thought Mewtwo looked great. I thought Bulbasaur, Squirtle, all the ones we would see. Every now and then they would feel a little cartoony. You would feel like, wow, that Mr. Mime translated from like animation to live action odd. He looks weird, but that also added to that Mr. Mime character. God, that Mr. Mime scene. If I can suggest one scene from that, that is honestly that like charades mime scene is so great. But that really goes on to how great Mr. Mime looked. That's how great Pikachu worked with that Mr. Mime. There was a lot that I was just like blown away. If it took this long to make a Pokemon movie because they wanted to get the visuals this strong, then that was worth it alone, because everything looks so great, so real. And that will wrap up my review for Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Overall, it is an enjoyable movie. I had a good time. I didn't have a great time. Maybe my Pokemon expectations were a little too high, but it overall is a good time. I would recommend it to anyone. For new fans, for old fans, this is the movie for you, that you should either get introduced to Pokemon, reintroduced, or reminded why you love it. Thank you so much for tuning into my review of Detective Pikachu. What did you think of this review? What do you think of this movie? If you've had the chance to see it yet, let me know down in the comments below. If you want to see this movie, let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to Flickering Myth, because we make videos like this every single week. And thank you so much for tuning in to my review.